won by North Carolina State in nail-biter. It was also a tight game during the regular season a year ago when the Fighting Irish came out on top.
It's going to be fun, Beth. This is set for a great game. Two really high-powered offensive teams that love to share the ball. Shot-making ability at a premium today.
Home whites for NC State, road blues for Notre Dame. It's the second game for the Fighting Irish since the ACL injury took Dar Mabry out for the rest of the season. She was replaced in the starting lineup by Lauren Ebo last game. A win for the Irish, and now Ebo is out with a lower leg injury today. So KK Bransford gets the start as they score on their first possession with Kylie Watson.
A couple of early matchups to keep your eye on. Diamond Johnson guarding Olivia Miles in the first possession, and Madison Hayes on Sonia Citron, the top two scorers for the Irish.
Dribble drive and missing the layup is Madison Hayes as Notre Dame pushes the other way with one of the best backcourts in the country in Citron and Miles, and they turn the ball over. There is a look at the starting five for the Irish. Both these teams working extensively on controlling the glass here this afternoon, Debbie, to trigger their offense as well.
That's it, to get in transition. Both these teams love the transition game. And for Notre Dame, it doesn't always require an outlet pass, although they do like to have the ball in Olivia Miles' hands up the floor.
Averages 15 points, 15 rebounds, 5 rebounds and 5 assists per game. She and Caitlin Clark, the only two in the country that do that. Westbeld with a nice turn and face up for two.
Right away, Notre Dame challenging the post game of NC State, getting 2 baskets in the paint early.
Collins steps away and knocks it down. Mimi making her third straight start, and she's been averaging in double digits in the starting lineup.
One of the things Westmore told us before the game is they had to make shots. They know they got to stay in the glass and stay in Olivia Miles' window, but they also have to be able to make shots.
Miles with the fade in the first bucket for the birthday girl, celebrating number 20 here today.
Guard play travels on the road, and Notre Dame has 2 really good guards in Sonia Citron and Olivia Miles.
Now turn, it would be huge for NC State to get her going. She has been really struggling over the last month.
If NC State moves the ball, Notre Dame is not a physical, up-the-line, aggressive defensive team. They're a little bit softer, playing in the gaps. NC State's going to have open looks. That's part of the shot-making formula for NC State. They're going to have to make them.
Bransford, freshman, and they get the bounce.
I mean, KK Bransford not known as a three-point shooter. As a matter of fact, they play her with a cushion. Oh, that's a long 2.
Long 2. The Irish have hit their first 4 shots here this afternoon. Johnson off the hesitation. Camille Hobby, the spin, gets around Westbeld for the bucket.
That's what I'm talking about. Notre Dame's not going to foul, okay? They're not trying to put you on the line. They're trying to make you make a contested shot.
These are 2 of the best teams in the country, in fact, at limiting the whistles. Good defense there from Brown Turner, who is playing in her 113th career game this afternoon. The lefty is turned back to the right side of the floor. Mrs. Long.
And getting back in transition is key for NC State. That's why you see no one going to the glass. They got to build their defense.
Miles uses the screen. Tough shot on the fade. Comes up short. Johnson, 3-on-3.
Good D by Citron to get back and stop Diamond from getting a layup.
Only blue Notre Dame jerseys around that rebound, and here's Miles.
You're probably only going to get 1 shot because you're choosing not to go to the glass.
Westbeld off the mark. Collins had it. And NC State has the basketball. Neil Ivey now in her 3rd season as the head coach. 2 decades at Notre Dame, and of course, the starting point guard on their national championship team in 2001.
Winner, very good at getting your teams ready to play. We've watched her grow in 3 years on that seat in place of Muffet McGraw, the Hall of Famer.
Taking over for Muffet since they joined the league 10 years ago, a winning record against every other school in the ACC with an 82% win percentage. Collins kicks it back out to Johnson.
Got the switch.
Collins into the lane, blocked.
Good D inside.
Kylie Watson, the junior out of Linwood, New Jersey.
That's a lot of size on that front line, minus Ebo.
Miles had it knocked loose. It'll stay at this end as Westmore looks on now a decade into his tenure at NC State. Swept the regular season and the tournament championships a year ago en route to the Elite Eight. First time back for the Pack since their 1998 Final Four team. They're celebrating the 25th anniversary of that Final Four club this year. Westbeld, air ball. Under 5 to go here in the first, and a 2-point Notre Dame lead.
The pepperoni on Panera's new toasted baguette is sliced a little.
How about a look at today's Wendy's Wooden Watch, Debbie?
How about Terquavion Smith for NC State, part of that multifaceted backcourt for Kevin Keats. They've won 5 of their last 6. Terquavion combines with Jarkel Joyner for 33 points in the win on the road at Wake Forest. NC State's got 17 wins on the men's side. Kevin Keats having a heck of a year. And Terquavion's one of the most exciting players in the league.
NC State trailing Notre Dame. Early on this one, and off the turnover. This should be a gimme for Miles. Scoops it up and in. Second bucket for Olivia.
Not the kind of execution on the ATO that you like to see. No coach wants to see their team turn it over after a timeout. And Notre Dame comes out and zone, and Diamond Johnson splashes from 3. I was wondering how much zone Notre Dame would play, Beth. You know, we were looking it up before the game on Synergy. The last 4 games they've mixed in man and zone, but the previous 3 games they played only man. NC State doesn't shoot it that well from outside the arc consistently, so I'm not surprised to see the zone.
Citron on the drive. Bothered by River Baldwin. 5 on the shot clock, and the triple is good.
You have to know where number 11 in blue is. Sonia Citron, 53 from 2s, 48 from 3s.
Sophomore out of Eastchester, New York. 8 for 11 from downtown in her last 2 games.
What a dish. Right into the hands of River Baldwin, and she does not finish.
Well, you mentioned it before the timeout. Look at the numbers going up and up under 3 years of Niele Ivey. The 500 record in her first season coming out of the pandemic. A trip to the Sweet 16 last year, and now here they are flirting with sole possession of first place in the ACC. Under Muffet McGraw, 5 regular season and 5 ACC tournament championships. A dominant force when they entered the league. Boyd drops it off for Baldwin. River missed it. Second chance is good as she returns from a knee injury here this afternoon.
Having the week off, which NC State has had since they played Louisville, has got to have helped them stay rested and ready to go, and they look fresh. You know, River Baldwin had a knee issue. She's back. Jada Boyd had a knee issue. Diamond had some issues. You know, they're all healthy after a week off.
Citron kicks it out to the freshman. Hassan Prosper taken away by Rivers, and Sanaya Rivers, that's her game. Steal and score for one of the emerging young stars in the ACC.
What great anticipation. An uphill pass from the baseline to the wing, and she's ready to get it. You see, she's hungry. She's going to make you have to ball fake now. You better ball fake when Sanaya Rivers is around.
She thought she was going to get another one.
What a personality, right? We had a chance to visit with her before the game.
Westbeld quiets the crowd. She's got 5.
There was a point in the season where I thought Maddy Westbeld was a 5th option on the floor for Notre Dame. How could that be, right? This is how good they are. Now she's moved up the depth chart a little bit, if you will. I'd say she's option number 3, and that's still pretty good.
Settle back into that zone. NC State probing Rivers.
That's the part
not
of
her game yet.
Got to improve.
Notre Dame will invite her to take those kinds of shots. Prosper after a nice dish from Westbeld. So Quesada was the early enrollee, just started playing with the team after Christmas.
Back in the zone. Draw 2 and move it.
Johnson spins in. The teardrop is good.
Oh, she's trouble on the top of the floor. Mighty and small. But she's quick.
5 points for her in a 2-point game as we approach the final minute of this first quarter. Miles uses that screen. Nice pocket pass. Westbeld unattended for another 3, and she's got it.
What a beautiful stroke, Maddy Westbeld.
Boyd able to keep it alive. Brown Turner. Back out to Johnson. Sidestep 3 won't go. And the Irish can hold for 1 if they want.
They like a late ball screen for Olivia Miles. Keep the ball in her hands and let her make a decision with it.
The ACC assist leader has it. She'll take it. Rejected. The help defense coming from Jada Boyd. 5.2 to go.
It's a couple of times Olivia Miles has played into the paint, trying to score, and NC State has denied it.
The officials are waving the Notre Dame coaches off the floor. Now we're ready to go. Westbeld on the inbound. Won't go. Rivers. Off the mark, and a 20-15 Notre Dame lead over NC State without a foul called on either side, Debbie, in the first quarter.
Clean, we like it like that.
Maddy Westbeld. South Jersey.
You know what? We miss her.
We're wishing her the best and a speedy recovery.
It's been a long time since we've called Irish games without a Mabry.
How many splashdowns?
803 combined by the 3 of them. That counts Marina as well.
That goes back a decade.
I think Patty had something to do with all that shooting. Patty the mom. Ooh, step back.
Johnson off the mark.
It's interesting that KK Bransford in the man-to-man is on Diamond Johnson. Put a little length on her, right? A little quickness.
Olivia Miles comes out top. Now they'll move her to the side. 4 points, 3 assists in that first quarter for Miles.
This is the way they started the first quarter, with KK on the top and getting Olivia Miles off the ball.
6 points and 3 assists for Miles. Diamond leading the way with 5 points for NC State in that first quarter. Here's Sanaya Rivers. The feed into Hobby. And the face up for Camille. Already more points here in the first half than in their win the other day against Louisville.
How about Camille Hobby? What a big day for her and her family. Her dad, Marion, coaches the D-line for the Bengals. They'll be watching the game later.
Mom's here today watching her. They're going to find a good spot to watch Bengals Chiefs. Jada Boyd with the rebound.
Who you got, by the way?
I got Chiefs in that one. Chiefs and Eagles today.
I'll take the Bengals. All right.
Boyd. Well, you talked about not only being healthy, the nice step through, but the big 3 for NC State are going to be crucial if they want to make another deep run in the tournament.
Jada Boyd and Diamond Johnson give them the ability to have explosion, like to be able to have the speed and the quickness. They both have that. Sanaya Rivers has it as well. When they're playing and they're healthy, they are really tough to guard.
Westbeld, short on the shot. Rivers has it. In her first year at NC State after she was a part of the national championship South Carolina team last season. Got a big game coming up tomorrow. Undefeated LSU hosting Tennessee. They are both tied with South Carolina without a loss atop the Southeastern Conference. That's your game tomorrow night, 7 Eastern on ESPN2 from a rocking Maravich Center.
This is a great environment, right?
Yep.
Wait till you see that one tomorrow night.
Another good one.
Coach Mulkey's got them all whipped up. You know what I call Coach Mulkey? ROI, return on investment, baby. They made an investment. They decided to put
LSU did.
LSU, yes. LSU, and look what Angel Reese has been able to do. School record 20 consecutive double-doubles. Look at those numbers. 24 and 15.
National Player of the Year candidate. She's on the short list. Boyd in the lane.
He's on my short list. Nice inbounds play right there. Jada Boyd, I'm telling you, she can put up a big number in her with her quickness against the front line of Notre Dame. They'll have a tough time guarding her today.
Miles off the bounce. She loves working with the one hand. Out to Citron. Couple of shots that have missed everything. Rivers on the run. Sanaya right at Citron. No. Hobby sent back. Rivers will try again. Around and down. 8-0 run for the Wolfpack, and they jump on top, their first lead of the day. Timeout, Notre Dame.
Have to sit back and enjoy this. North Carolina, Duke, Saturday at 6:30 on ESPN.
Coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, Andrea Carter, Rebecca Lobo, Carolyn Peck will take you all around the country, including updating you on the #1 team in the country. We got plenty of highlights, and we'll also talk this game. 10 bench points for NC State, but there's one player you love to watch.
Yeah, I love watching Sanaya Rivers. She's been impactful already in this game. 4 points, 3 boards.
Are they playing Don't Touch Me? It's one foul in the whole half that's been called.
Slow your roll.
They gotta
Debbie,
somebody.
Debbie, get out there and foul somebody. Ladies, we'll be back.
You know I have no physicality to my game. Forget about it.
We're going to have Penny Alavodka earlier than we thought we were going to. Yeah, they'll get you caught up on all the latest. South Carolina staying unbeaten. The Buckeyes of Ohio State, though, the free fall continues. A 3rd straight loss today. Florida State is handling the Duke Blue Devils right now. Of significance for these two, if Duke loses, Notre Dame has a chance with a win here today to take over sole possession of the ACC lead.
But I also believe there's implications for NC State moving into the 4 line, which could mean a home 1st and 2nd NCAA tournament.
Yeah, now
a lot's got to happen there, Beth.
Now they're playing for a home site. You still need to be in the top 16. Of course, the regional round changes. There will be only 2 sites this year, one in Seattle, one in Greenville, South Carolina. And there will be 2 brackets running simultaneously at each site. Got a whistle, and the possession arrow will send it to the Irish.
Well, good hustle from the weak side by James to get in there and try to secure a rebound. It's a good call by the officials.
We have played, close to 14 minutes. There has been 1 personal foul called. Cass Prosper whistled. There weren't any fouls called in that first quarter. Westbeld with a rebound and then a held ball, and this one will go to State.
Another really tough shot by Olivia Miles. She likes coming off that pin down, but she catches the ball and she's fading away.
That actually will stay with Notre Dame. The call at the other end, they ended up determining that it was knocked out of bounds. Citron.
Oh, they're calling offensive foul.
Off arm.
There you go, Andrea. There's some physicality for you. Clearing out some space. Citron pushes off. Good call.
First on Son is Rivers will initiate.
On scores or dead ball situations, Notre Dame staying in that zone.
Yeah. Mimi Collins out of the short corner. Grad transfer from Tennessee.
This lineup on the floor right here for NC State just got a little toughness to it, right? They need to get a little tougher.
Westbeld and now Bransford. Off the mark, the box out for Collins, but they didn't get a body on Citron, who lost it. And it will stay at this end.
Great box, but you got to go get the ball. That's why rebounding is so important in this one, not just for tempo, for possession here under the basket. Notre Dame very good in their baseline out of bounds execution.
Rivers trying to stay right in Citron's face. Miles, the crossover on the baseline, into traffic, taken away. Rivers to the right, missed it. Brown Turner gets him another possession.
Camille Hobby's open, you got to throw it in there.
Shot clock down to 5. In and out. And Hobby's going to be whistled for going over the back.
I like the call by Wes Moore. Clear it out. He sees the mismatch. Sanaya Rivers, smart. Takes it off the bounce hard to the middle. It's a great look for Sanaya Rivers. She usually makes that in the logo area. Rivers on Miles.
Bransford walked.
Yep.
Trying to jump stop.
Takia Brown-Turner back doing a really good job playing personnel. KK Bransford's a driver. She's not going to shoot the 3. And that's back-to-back turnovers for the Irish.
6 here in the half, just 2 for NC State. Defended by Notre Dame, and here comes Bransford working out of that zone. KK will step back.
NC State will give her that.
And they'll invite her to shoot that. And then the pass, Brown-Turner. And James is fouled by Bransford.
I love that James is all over the floor. Comes off the bench, giving great effort.
Hey, we've got a big Monday doubleheader for you. It'll start at 7 Eastern. Virginia up in the Dome to take on Syracuse. And then Baylor, Texas at 9. That's your Monday night on ESPN. Big women's game tomorrow. We've been talking about it. Undefeated LSU, if you haven't seen them yet, taking on Tennessee tomorrow night on ESPN2. And then Maryland, Iowa comes your way on Thursday night showcase. Bucket off the inbound for Collins from Diamond.
That's like a timing play. Diamond made the pass before Collins got open.
Miles. She'll get to the free throw line.
Watch what Diamond sees before Mimi gets to the spot. Good execution by NC State.
First foul on Diamond Johnson. And is this is the first free throw attempt of the game. 16 and a half minutes in. And it's Olivia Miles at the line, 79% on the season. Has a triple-double, her 3rd career TD this season. That is the most in Notre Dame history, more than Skylar, more than Jackie Young. And she now has 7 points here in the first half.
Got to put K-Mac, Taylor McBride in that list too. There's some great guards for Muffet McGraw at Notre Dame.
Jones. Skip pass, knocked out by Prosper.
When you wind up to throw the skip pass, it gives the defense on the weak side time to react.
Back in the days, we'd call that a telegraph. I don't know if anyone knows what that is anymore, but
Are you going to go Dewey Decimal System and microfish?
I always bring
You're
up the
going
Dewey
to
Decimal System.
go microfish too. Might as well bring that up. We know Peck's laughing in the studio. She knows what we're talking about.
10 on the shot clock. Brown Turner got muscled a little bit by Prosper, the 6'2 freshman from Montreal. That's her second. Notre Dame, 50% shooting in that first quarter, but so far here in the second, just 5 points. They've turned it over.
And 1 for their last 8.
They don't have a bucket in close to 4 minutes now. At this end, NC State trying to add to the lead. Boyd, tough shot. Watson was there defensively. Miles, head up.
Boyd can win that matchup, but she's got to take it up strong.
Westbeld passed up a look in the trail 3 position there.
You go under Olivia Miles on ball screen action, especially on the top of the floor. Just a 26% three-point shooter. She's capable.
5 on the shot clock. Miles will look to create. Pitches it back out for 3. And then she gets the offensive rebound over Johnson for the lay-in.
Now Westmore wants an over the back on that. Where Diamond Johnson had inside position.
9 for Miles to go with her 4 assists here in the first half. Ties it back up. Boyd tries to step around Watson. Westbeld keeping it alive. Miles on the run. Finds Citron for 3. And there's a foul on the rebound.
Well, this got the NC State house a little bit upset right here. Diamond in position. Was there any contact there, or did Olivia Miles reach over and tap it back to herself?
That foul's on Kylie Watson, her first. And into the bonus now for NC State. Under 2 to play here in the first half. That'll be Camille Hobby, the senior from Jacksonville, Florida. No. I think they're going to let Diamond take these. Last year's ACC 6th player of the year. 2 years ago, it was Jada Boyd. They've started a little tradition here.
They want to make sure they have the right free throw shooter on the free throw line.
Alani Spurlock-Welsh, Jeffrey Smith, Tiara Cruz are officiating crew today. Let's see if we can help them out here.
Well, it could be Camille Hobby.
Well, you're talking about an 83% free throw shooter and an 84%
There you go.
free throw shooter. So from the NC State perspective, I don't know that they necessarily care. And it will be Hobby.
Good job by the officials to get it right.
First free throws of the day for NC State coming up. Our Super Tuesday doubleheader starts at 7 Eastern with Duke taking on Wake Forest, followed by the Kentucky men and Ole Miss. That's your Super Tuesday on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Kansas goes into Rupp Arena last night. Bill Self had lost 3 in a row until that point. They won big in Rupp Arena. And I'll be over in Cameron with Reese Davis on Tuesday. Can't wait.
Well, the surprises continue around college basketball. Florida State a big lead over Duke this afternoon. And Villanova right now in the 4th quarter up on UConn.
Maddie Segrist, Villanova, great player.
All-time leading scorer for them. Diamond Johnson, hesitation. And an offensive foul. Citron taking the charge.
You have to referee the defense. Citron does a great job getting outside the restricted area.
Yep. second on Diamond.
That will put Sanaya Rivers at the point for NC State. Also on the defensive assignment on Miles.
A great look there at the peripheral vision of Rivers, looking for the screen to try and come at her. Miles goes away from it and turns it over. Brown Turner. They can still get a 2-for-1 here late. Hayes on the drive, short, follows it up. Basket and a foul.
Good push up the floor by NC State. Hayes doing a great job of attacking. And then finishing that play for an and-one opportunity.
First on Westbeld, and Hayes, the junior from Chattanooga, will go to the line. In her first year here at State from Mississippi State coming in.
She has subtly done a very good job all season. She has been consistent in spite of the ups and downs, the injuries. Hayes has delivered.
And State now enjoying their biggest advantage of the afternoon. Final minute here in the first half.
2-for-1 opportunity for Notre Dame. Good job getting over top of that screen. There's the steal.
Boyd. Taken away by Miles. Citron on the run. And she's fouled on the shot.
What a sequence this is right here. Citron, you got to make her earn it. You can't give her an easy one there. Hard foul, but a play on the ball.
First on Brown Turner, and at the other end of the floor, Jada Boyd was slow to get to her feet. She will check out of the game. Camille Hobby, the size for a rebound here possibly on a miss, will check in. Sonia, 85% her last two outings. 20 points against Virginia, 19 against Florida State. Knocks down both of those. She's got 5 here in the first half.
Zoned by the Irish.
Shot and game clock's almost identical.
We're going to start this with about 9 seconds.
Rivers weaving her way into the lane for the pull-up, and she drops it. Halftime lead for the home team, 34-29, NC State. As we get you back to the studio, Andrea Carter, Rebecca Lobo, and Carolyn Peck.
Now, welcome in.
Defense, a difference maker in the second quarter after the Irish shot 50% in the first. That second quarter, they had just 3 buckets and turned it over 5 times. Irish, if they win, they have sole possession of first place. If NC State wins, they remain just 2 games out of the lead in their quest to repeat as ACC regular season champs. And as we get a little bit closer to February on the calendar, Debbie, now we start talking about net ratings and bracketology, and can you maintain a top 16 seed so you can stay at home for the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament?
And then there are certain components of the net that have favored some people's scheduling and their offensive efficiencies and their defensive efficiencies. I actually think Kim Mulkey at LSU may have broken the code.
Yeah.
Right? Because they have played a weak non-conference schedule and they hammered everybody.
Yeah.
So their efficiencies are really good and their net is very high.
Charlie Cream's
good.
Charlie Cream's latest bracketology on ESPN.com has Notre Dame right now as a 2 seed, NC State as a 5 seed. Westbeld off the window.
So Maddy Westbeld started the game scoring for Notre Dame and then tapered off in the second quarter. They're going right back to her.
That's what we're talking about right there. The teams right now in the ACC, 8 of them projected to get into the field. NC State would need to get up to at least the 4 line to host.
So 4 teams projected to host. The Big Ten has 5 right now, according to Charlie, projected to host. Those would be the most.
Hobby in and out. Rainsford in traffic in the lane. That one won't go down.
Let's see if Jakia Brown-Turner can get going for NC State. She's really had a quiet senior campaign, but Madison Hayes hasn't. I'm telling you, that kid has delivered for NC State this year.
Knocks down the triple. She's out there with Hobby, Brown-Turner, Collins, and Johnson to start this second half. Miles, Citron, Westbeld, Bransford, and Watson in the blue for Notre Dame. And Miles bumped by Hobby on the drive.
Hobby in drop coverage here has got to do a better job of not foul. And then the advance push up the floor. When you sprint to the corner, you flatten out the defense. Madison Hayes wide open.
Second foul on Hobby.
You got to level her off, right? You can't let her just turn the corner.
And that time Hobby held her ground, and Citron bounces off of her for the travel.
Really doing a good job of clogging the paint. Neither team shot the 3 very well in the first half. Notre Dame was 2 for 10 outside the arc.
Debbie, there were a total of 3 three-pointers and 6 made free throws combined for both sides in a foul-free first half. NC State turns it right back over.
So when NC State is playing this zone and they stay on top of the zone and never have any penetration or get the ball below the free throw line, that's what Notre Dame wants. You got to be more patient against the zone and try to work inside out. Move that zone, shift it side to side.
Miles tries to lob it over the top. Not enough on it. Collins got a fingertip there. Only 3 more made baskets than turnovers right now for the Irish. NC State cannot capitalize. Here comes Miles with the push. Looking for an easy bucket. Reach-in going to be called on Brown-Turner. That's her second.
That's 2 on the team.
Inside the Westbeld with the left hand around and out.
Good help by Hobby.
Johnson, 4 on 3. Hayes.
Wow, a lot of contact.
Knocked out of bounds by Miles. Oh, and that should have been a foul on Olivia.
That's the one thing about the fans in here. They all let the refs know, won't they?
Hobby goes to the right hand, short. Knocked out of bounds, and it will stay at this end of the floor. It's been a lot of fun to watch the crowds grow here. Sellout crowds now at Carmichael, over in Chapel Hill. The crowd's growing at Cameron for the Duke women. M.A. Vopel's got a terrific story on the reemergence of the triangle basketball teams on ESPN.com. And NC State now extends it to the biggest lead of the ball game for either side.
A foot fight inside between Hobby and Watson.
5 on the shot clock, and Miles walks with it. They are just not giving them a lane to penetrate.
That's 5 turnovers on Olivia Miles.
That's what we got coming your way tomorrow night. Tennessee and LSU, both are unbeaten in SEC play. Of course, the Tigers unbeaten through their first 20 games of the year. Them and South Carolina, the lone remaining undefeated. Some Diamond Johnson knocks it down to force the Irish timeout as the lead balloons into double digits.
with
All right, Deb, time to get tongues a-wagging across the country. Here's your mid-season All-Americans.
I heard you, Rebecca. Yeah, we're on the same page right here about Maddie Segrist. Caitlin Clark's always on triple-double watch. Aaliyah Boston, she doesn't lead her team in scoring, but she's certainly valuable at South Carolina. Last year, swept all the awards. I love Cameron Brink for Stanford, and then, of course, they've been talking about Angel Reese, and we've been talking about her as well. I like those 5 right now.
So here's the story for Notre Dame. The turnovers have become a big issue. And after that good first quarter, just 4 baskets and 8 turnovers in the second and third quarters. And the State has cranked it up on defense, and they have extended the lead now to double digits. On the drive, good call out of the timeout. Prosper lays it in.
Tell you what, Coach Ivey's situational offense has gotten better. The staff has done an excellent job. Players execute.
Brown Turner into the lane. Missed it. Irish push. Miles with her head up. Filling the lane is Prosper, and it's swatted out of bounds. Good recovery by Mimi Collins.
Well, Diamond Johnson gambles early in transition on Olivia, and that allows her a full head of steam. Mimi Collins with the recovery block.
Citron short. Diamond Johnson has it. Numbers for State and a bad pass. Westbeld picks it off. And now numbers for the Irish. Miles comes to get it. Thought about the 3. And now we'll take it.
When in doubt, probably pass it. With you, when in doubt, shoot it.
I was never in doubt. Collins. Bang.
Back to back, Mimi Collins. The D and the 3. Notre Dame needs a bucket. Steal by Hobby. Another turnover by the Irish.
Johnson. Hayes for 3.
I think Olivia Miles is going to call her own number here.
Johnson was able to slow her down, and then Citron. She'll step back for 3. No. Collins able to tip it to Johnson. 4 on 2. Collins. And 1.
A great decision in transition this time by Diamond to leave it off for Mimi Collins. The and 1 when we come back. NC State pulling away.
the pepperoni on Panera's new.
Well, the Duke-Florida State game has gone final. The Noles knock off the Blue Devils. That tumbles Duke out of first place for the time being. Opportunity now knocks for Notre Dame, Debbie, but if the Irish want sole possession, they will have to overcome the largest deficit they have faced all season. They're down a couple of touchdowns right now to NC State.
I've said all year I thought Notre Dame had the toughest in-conference schedule because they had to play the top teams on the road. Now, they went on the road and won at Virginia Tech, but they lost at North Carolina, and they're losing here at NC State. They've got to play Louisville twice yet. The last home game for Louisville is Notre Dame. And NC State, they've got a tough February. 5 of their 8 games on the road in February. So you have to protect the home court.
They still have Duke and North Carolina, of course. And a couple of Virginia Techs in there.
And Duke was shooting 20% in the fourth quarter at one point.
Prosper fouled on the drive.
Prosper off the timeouts. It's the second time this half that she's been given the ball by head coach Niele Ivey.
First foul on Collins. Prosper, who arrived early as a top 20 recruit, should be counted in next year's class. And there are 2 other top 20s coming in, Emarish and Hannah Hidalgo, who are both in the McDonald's All-America game that was announced this week. The Irish have 2 players in that game. So does UConn, South Carolina, LSU, and Arizona.
NC State has the highest rated recruiting class they've ever had coming in next year.
You can follow on Hoop Girls. That's our ESPN recruiting service. And the ACC has 4 of the top 10. Turner hits for 3. She's got 7.
If anybody needed to have a good shooting game, it was Jakia Brown-Turner. She has really struggled lately, but that's what you expect to see from seniors making plays.
Miles. And then Brown-Turner lost at Bransford. Let's take it in for the lane. Notre Dame looks like they're going to go back to the man to try and bring a little heat. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Miles with the push, Prosper. NC State has effectively, Debbie, taken away Westbeld and Citron since that first quarter.
Well, they're keeping Olivia Miles in front as well. So their transition defense was one of the big keys. This is something they worked on all week, getting ready for Notre Dame.
Marshall, mid-range, her first basket, and the Irish have put together back-to-back buckets.
What did Sanaya Rivers tell us before the game? West Ball game, 3 days off this week. Not 3 consecutive days, but 3 days off. They felt rested and ready. Rest versus reps when you get to this time of year.
So important. You see it a lot more too. The NCAA just came out with a survey of coaches and players around the country. The mental fitness as well as the physical health. So crucial now. Miles out to Westbeld. She'll give it a go and knocks down the 3. And the Irish start to make some noise. 1.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Much greater sense of urgency for Notre Dame.
Well, they're getting in the stance.
Johnson drops a triple.
Diamond's like, you gonna go under? Did you not read my scouting report?
41% from downtown. Miles, step back, triple. And a foul on the rebound is going to be Boyd.
Watch Diamond, you're gonna go under. Come on, freshman. All Diamond needs is a little space. And she doesn't mind telling you about it either. What a great personality for NC State.
Spell. 2 in a row for Maddy.
It's too good, too talented.
16-point lead down to 11. And they get it to single digits heading into the 4th. Rivers. Boyd. Johnson 3. Oh, she picked that one up off the deck and dropped it down.
We've seen Diamond get hot. Got a feeling she's a little lukewarm right now.
They ice the screen. Marshall off the bounce. Scrap for the loose ball. And the possession arrow to the Wolfpack.
I mean, shooters typically don't like to drop their hands. This ball hits the ground. She scoops it and shoots it. NC State in the third quarter is 6 for 10 outside the three-point line. Last possession for NC State. Irish picking up full court.
They got to go deeper on their bench today. Remember, no Mabry, no Lauren Ebo. They get the steal, bring in the pressure. Citron, can she get it going late? Blocked and a foul.
See, this is a bad sequence for NC State right here. The last 2 turnovers have been non-ball handlers in the backcourt. They turn the ball over, and Sanja Citron does the right thing, drive it hard.
Second on Collins will get Citron to the line. Last year's ACC Freshman of the Year. Numbers are up this season. She's money at the free throw line. Seven seconds to work with. Johnson, they double her to make her give it up. And take it away. Westbeld won't beat the buzzer. Don't count the basket. But Notre Dame trying to fight their way back into it despite some excellent three-point shooting from NC State in the third.
And 4 assists to go with those 14 points for Diamond.
Mimi Collins also in double digits with 13. Maddy Westbeld leads all scorers. She's got 17 for the Irish with 12 rebounds for a Maddy double-double. Miles and Citron together in the backcourt, 16 points, but 9 turnovers.
Miles on the bench to start the fourth.
Westbeld, no, tracked down by Marshall. She and Prosper getting some extended minutes. And now Jenna Brown into the game, the transfer from Stanford. Prosper. Let go, rebound Boyd.
Might have high hands on Diamond. She's ready to fire.
This is a nice cut, the nice drop off to Hobby. And a trip coming to the free throw line.
Really good interior passing by NC State. And Sanaya Rivers is another ball handler on the floor for Westmore. She can push. She played the point when Diamond was out. Diamond missed 4 games with an ankle injury, and Sanaya Rivers ran the point.
What's at stake here in the fourth quarter this evening? Well, for Notre Dame, sole possession of first place in the ACC if they win, following Duke's loss today. And for NC State, perhaps a chance to show their stuff to the selection committee, and maybe Charlie Cream's bracketology bumps them into a top 4 seed for the NCAA tournament. Right now, they're on the outside looking in, according to bracketology. They have a big win over Iowa already on the resume, and this would be another good one. Citron with the layup.
Great acceleration through that set, Beth. And Notre Dame's coming with a full court pressure. That's a lot of size on Diamond in that trap.
It has been able to bother NC State.
Well, they're speeding them up is what they're doing. It's not just turning them over, but now they're making them play a little faster. Diamond doesn't mind that.
Wow, she uses those shoulders so well on the hesitation.
It's the hips and shoulders game, Beth. You know, if you can get your hips and get your shoulders past your defender, they cannot recover, which requires help, rotation, drop it off.
Citron with a nice feed. Marshall, they wanted an and one there. It looked like she got hit in the side of the head. Hobby flashes to the middle to beat the press. Pass kicked out.
Good idea.
And Wolfpack's next game is Thursday night on the ACC network. It's NC State at Georgia Tech, 8 Eastern. The Pack have won 10 of the last 11 against the Jackets. Another big week of college basketball tomorrow night on ESPN2. It's Tennessee LSU. Our Thursday night showcase, Maryland and Iowa. Diamond Miller and Caitlin Clark toe-to-toe. That's a turnover.
Hayes trying to deny Citron.
Sonia just 2 of 7 shooting so far on the evening.
Good dig by Rivers.
Miles gets it right back into Westbeld off the window.
Great repost by Maddy Westbeld. How about the game of Maddy Westbeld? The inside post up, the outside threes.
19 points now from Maddy. Another struggle to get it across midcourt for NC State.
Diamond Johnson getting a break. I can't imagine Westmore will keep her over there too long.
Brown-Turner knocked away by Westbeld, and then to Prosper, and a reach-in foul called on Jakia. That is her third.
Jakia Brown-Turner back-to-back turnovers for NC State. I don't know, see a foul there. Actually, one official went out of her area to pick up that foul. You know how officials have certain coverages they're supposed to keep their eye on.
Diamond Johnson is back. Notre Dame trying to fight back from the largest deficit they have faced all season, trailed by as many as 16. Westbeld couldn't connect there.
There's a matchup issue right here. Diamond can take Prosper off the bounce. Get her right back to Diamond. She wants it. Now get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Hobby faces up, short. The universal wave, get out of the way. Westbeld, no. Rivers high for the rebound. Sanaya on the run. Westbeld saw that one coming.
Numbers for NC State. The kick allows Notre Dame to set their D. Look at the disgust on Sanaya Rivers' face. She knows that was a two-point layup.
I've seen a lot of one-handed passes today.
Yeah, players.
Maybe a two-hander would be better.
I'd like to see them play off 2 feet, play on balance, make plays on balance. You don't think that's flashy, do you?
Rivers spinning, lost the handle.
I do. I think it's a little flashy.
Citron, no. Long rebound out to Miles. Deflected and knocked out of bounds by Hobby. Citron, change of direction, picked it up in the trap, finds Marshall in a foul on Rivers.
A great trap. I think that's a good foul by Rivers. You got to make Marshall earn it at the free throw line. That was too easy. And you got to get inside position when that trap comes.
Natalia has appeared in 15 of their 19 games. 63% free throw shooter. The junior from Queens, New York. And Price the King High School that has produced so many good college and WNBA players.
Superb. She made the whole squad just to start a list.
And Charles.
Keep going, right? All-time greats in the game.
Rivers checks that shot clock. It's winding down. Pulls up.
I think she's got a rebound. Yeah, you got to get all the way to the rim on that, right?
It's a fourth quarter of missed chances so far for both sides. Just 11 combined points through the first 5 minutes.
Oh, and every loose ball on this end Notre Dame's getting.
There's a bucket for Prosper with emotion on the three.
And the Irish have cut it to 8. And the full court pressure has worked.
Under 5 and a 6-point game, and they get another takeaway. Miles, Prosper feeling it. Timeout, NC State. Triggered by Cass Prosper, the freshman
Catherine from Canada. When you're loose with the ball, you let the Irish back in. NC State's turned it over, and Prosper having a half for the Irish.
New customers get our best deals on all smartphones.
That's right.
But what if
Back within reach? Well, the turnovers by the Wolfpack have opened the door, and the Irish have made shots. Prosper, fantastic off the bench for Niele Ivy's team. She has 11 points. She's 4 for 8. She's made a couple of triples. And look at the difference right here. Notre Dame turned it over in the third quarter. NC State built a double-digit lead. The Wolfpack have turned it over here in the fourth. More turnovers than field goals.
And shots, yep. And as a result, a 16-point deficit is down to a one-possession game. The Irish on an 11-0 run as they fight for sole possession of first place in the ACC with a win today. Diamond Johnson, short on the pull-up. Miles gets into the lane, around and out. And then she commits the foul on Johnson.
Almost. I mean, it was the right play by Olivia. She hid behind the post player and jumped out and almost got a steal.
Her first. Olivia now 4 of 12 shooting it.
Okay, so with Diamond Johnson, okay, I thought Westmore was taking her out right now. She was walking over to the bench. She's inbounding the ball. NC State's got to be strong with the ball. You can't be casual. Because Notre Dame has brought that urgency that you mentioned. You got to bring the toughness back. And you got to have the right people taking shots.
Mimi Collins is 27% from downtown.
Sometimes when you make one early, like Mimi did, it might be what you call a little fool's gold.
Under 4 to go. Olivia Miles, who has not scored in this second half. It's been a rough go for her and Citron offensively, but they are looking to flip the script late. Offensive rebound, Westbeld, no. And Boyd has it. The push for NC State. And Miles called for the foul, and she and Madison Hayes getting to know one another a little better.
Look at the advanced pass right here. Wow. That's a hard foul. That's a play on the ball. Officials right away cleaning it up.
Officials are now getting together to talk.
I don't think they need to look at that.
West wanted the intentional foul there, but 2 free throws here for Hayes, and this is on the first. One for 2, and the 5-minute scoring drought comes to an end for NC State. Miles, good help defense, weak side. Brown Turner knocked it away.
Great read.
Johnson with the push. She'll take it the distance. Boyd with a layup. The dish from Diamond.
The D by Jakia Brown Turner. She stuffed that play from the beginning. Stuffed it.
Under 3 to go. Citron forced to pick it up. 5 on the shot clock. Miles inside, gets the hoop and the harm.
You're in drop coverage. You know Olivia Miles is going to turn the corner. That's why you're in drop coverage. You need to level her off. Mimi Collins never gets to the outside of that screen and allows Olivia Miles to see a wide lane.
That will stay with Notre Dame after Miles scores her first basket of the second half. Chance to chip away a little bit more. Citron inside, uses the window.
Where is the help at the weak side?
11 now for Sonia. 15-footer Diamond Johnson with the response.
Does Simon love playing the game or what? She loves it.
To go. Citron will try. Miles gets the long rebound. She will attack right away. Tries to drop it off down low, and a whistle and a foul against the Irish.
What a play by Jada Boyd. Another turnover for the Irish. NC State doing a good job right here. Making a play.
Who can execute in the fourth quarter? Final 2 minutes.
This press has bothered NC State. I kind of like Diamond Johnson having the ball in her hands right now. Westmore trusts Diamond.
Gets a screen, gets a mismatch, and Watson bodied her up for the foul.
That's what you have to do is when you turn that corner, you get right at the hip of that big. Olivia Miles does that well against NC State when she turns the corner. Diamond Johnson does it well right here.
Diamond to the free throw line for the first time. She's got 18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Rest of the ACC rooting for the Wolfpack right now. They want a real Notre Dame and Duke back to the pack. Blue Devils have already lost today. And the Irish in jeopardy. The two teams coming into the day tied for first, in trouble. .127 to go. Your star stories, Maddy Westbeld, a double-double. And Diamond Johnson working on one right now.
It is winning time. And that has been Diamond Johnson for NC State. Wants the big shot, wants the ball in her hands, wants to call her own number, knows no one can keep her off the bounce from getting where she wants to go. And she is a reliable three-point shooter in a late game situation for Westmore.
50%, in fact, on the day. 20 points for Diamond. And for Westbeld, 19 points, 13 rebounds.
So if you're NC State, you know the press is coming. You have to handle the full court pressure. Ball fake, move it, drive it, be strong with the ball. And for Notre Dame, they got to keep bringing the heat. Like, they have put some pressure on NC State. Some real game pressure, down double digits to make this a game.
Only one timeout for the Irish. NC State has one foul to give. Possession arrow is with the Wolfpack. And we have an issue now with the scoreboard in-house here. It has gone to 0-0. And it should say 69-63 NC State over Notre Dame. So we've got a clock issue here on K-Out Court in Valvano Arena at Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh, North Carolina. Beth Mullins along with Debbie Antonelli. And we just talked about Diamond Johnson for the Pack. How about Maddy Westbeld and her effort today for the Irish?
She's been terrific. She's got that inside-outside capability. She's strong, plays the game on balance, can make a catch-and-shoot three. Very good in their transition game. Very good decision maker. can post, repost, can score, brings a counter. She's got the whole package. She's fantastic. This is a very talented Notre Dame team. This would be a huge win if NC State could hang on.
As we've talked about, they've got a pretty good schedule still to go. Of course, what is looming now, February 5th, they will be hosting Duke. Blue Devils, again, lost today to Florida State, so they are a half a game behind Notre Dame as it stands right now. And for NC State trying to work their way back out of a mid-season funk, looking for a third straight win. There's the upcoming schedule for the Irish. And one of their 2 remaining games with Louisville, we've got it on ESPN February 16th. Decision making.
I like Maddy Westbeld in this situation, right?
Making sure the right people are taking the big shots.
NC State really jamming cutters right now.
Citron defended by Hayes. Sonia wants the clear out. Help comes back to Miles. Off the bounce into the lane for 2.
Really nice. Great pass through screen. Good misdirection by the Irish. Wide open lane.
2 guards working well together. And here comes that pressure again. They get it back to Diamond Johnson.
You got to get a stop if you're Notre Dame. And you got to rebound.
Johnson gets by Prosper. Help comes from Miles. Now it's Boyd. Off the fake. The kick out for 3. And Miles has it for the Irish. Final 30 seconds.
You just need a 2. You don't need a 3. Diamond Johnson off the ball. Good basket cut by Olivia Miles to draw that foul. But that's that foul to give that you were talking about, right, Beth?
So they will have to inbound here. No free throws.
Westmore might use his timeout if they get the rebound to advance the ball so they don't have to go against that full court pressure.
Miles with Johnson on her. Back to Miles. They got to make a move. Olivia has to pick it up. Westbeld. And a timeout called by Notre Dame as NC State applied the pressure.
How about the D? That play was too slow developing. The Irish needed to attack right away. Great D by NC State. Look at Diamond Johnson in a stance. Olivia Miles can't get by her. Look at the denial by Madison Hayes on Sonia Citron. 1 pass away. Everyone in denial. Great job staying connected, not giving up a basket slip or a cut. 12 seconds went off the shot clock.
7.9 to go.
Okay, now Notre Dame, I'm looking at a direct feed to the block. NC State cannot afford to foul, right? You don't want to give up a 3, but if I'm Notre Dame, I'm making a direct feed to the block to try to get an and 1. And NC State has timeouts to advance the ball. No one on the ball, NC State staying back.
Miles, Prosper, the freshman, short. It was tipped by NC State.
We're going to review this
to see who it went out of bounds on.
Too slow developing.
How about drawing it up for Prosper?
How about Jakia Brown-Turner contesting?
Prosper, who had 5 threes all season coming into the day.
Okay, so you got to look and see if there was a change in rotation on that ball. I'm not sure that Jakia Brown-Turner touched that. Watch when it leaves Prosper's hand. The call on on the floor is Notre Dame's ball, correct?
Yes.
Watch the rotation when it leaves her hand. I don't see a change in ball rotation.
The officials continue to look courtside.
This is why situations in the game are so critical. You have to work on them every day. Time and score, time and score. Offense and defense.
I think they're going to take a look too to see how much time might be on the clock when it goes out of bounds. That's around 3 seconds, so I think they're going to put more time up. It's not after a make, so NC State would inbound.
But they would call timeout.
They could call a timeout to advance.
What a game. What a battle.
Big third quarter for NC State to open up a 16-point lead. Big fourth quarter for Notre Dame to get back within one possession.
They still haven't indicated whose ball it is.
And they put up 3.1 seconds. And it will stay with the Irish. Citron will inbound.
You cannot foul here. You cannot foul. You just...
Citron, shot is away, and that'll do it. NC State holds on to win it. 69-65.
Diamond Johnson in winning time. Handled the press, made shots,